Yo, what's going on, young fools? This is your boy Sharkface, and this is Weeaboo Wednesday. We're gonna start this one off a little bit differently than before because everybody right now is probably talking about E3, and I am going to avoid that. It's great to have all this gaming news, but I don't want to overflow Weeaboo Wednesday with an abundance of gaming stuff that really isn't all that interesting because E3's been terrible so far. So without further ado, let's get into things. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is, I guess, tangentially related to E3, but it's really not, because we got this information before E3 and some after. Pokemon Sword and Shield have had plenty of new details revealed. One thing has been the legendaries that are going to be on the covers of the game. Now, it's been a long time since we've had legendary dogs, since Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Zacian and Zamazenta are going to be the new wolf legendary Pokemon that are going to be featured in Sword and Shield. They are a little different looking, very excessive. There's a lot going on there, and of course the one is a little bit more interesting than the other. There have been a lot of great memes floating around about the two, but obviously enough, we're going to go with the one that looks like Sif from Dark Souls. Yep, pretty much just a carbon copy of Sif. Nothing wrong with that, but it does kind of make the other one look a little more boring. Nobody's going to buy Shield. Along with new features, new Pokemon, we've also been given the release date, which will be November 15th, which isn't really surprising. A lot of the other Pokemon games have come out in October and November, so I welcome that. And with that said, there is also an awesome Armored Crow Pokemon, and that just looks amazing. Each Pokemon game typically comes with a new gimmick, and this is no different. We've had Mega Evolutions, we've had Totem Pokemon, and now we have these crazy, huge Pokemon. Dynamax Pokemon is the new gimmick in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it allows you to summon your Pokemon mega sized in just these giant forms, and it's kind of dumb, but it's hilarious at the same time. There's also going to be a Rotom phone. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Rotom, but it's basically this weird electronic Pokemon that becomes everything from televisions to fridges to scooters, all this weird stuff. But it looks like a smartphone in this new game, which is kind of cute. Similar to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, you'll be able to use the Pokeball Go Plus accessory and bring a Pokemon along with you, sort of like you could in Soul Silver and Heart Gold with the Pokewalker accessory, but you'll be able to put a Pokemon in here, and I'm assuming get XP for them and stuff like that. They were sort of ambiguous with it, but we know that that's what they're going to do. However, you cannot use it as a controller, so, you'll have to use the actual system. Finally, at E3, there was a playable demo for people that were there, which included a gym battle against a beautiful brown goddess named Nessa. I am really looking forward to the characters and how they're going to look in this new game. As they continue to go forward, they just get more and more creative with these designs, and I love them. There's this big hunkin' dude as well. Speaking of Pokemon, did you know that Satoshi Tajiri originally created the series based off of childhood memories from him collecting and raising bugs that he captured? In Japan, a lot of children collect bugs, as well as some adults, but yes, it's something that they do from a very early age. Young boys and girls, mostly boys I think, collect bugs that they find in the wild, such as beetles. You've seen this before in anime and video games. But yes, this inspired Tajiri to create Pokemon to begin with, and there's actually going to be a Pokemon bug cage coming out that can help you to collect bugs in real life. A company called Castem will be releasing it this weekend, I believe on Saturday, for about $12 for people to purchase. The cage can be open in the traditional sense where you press the button on the Pokeball, or there's a button on top that will allow you to open it without bugs escaping or whatever. So that's funny. I wish we could catch bugs here in America like that. Toho, Alpha Boat, and Tokyo Otaku Mode are coming together to run a project called GEMSTONE, which allows people to submit ideas to create a mascot. Now, Project GEMSTONE has been used before to promote artists internationally from all over the world, and they did some Godzilla project previously. But now they're getting together to create a mascot with the theme of With Japan. The idea is for artists from all walks of life to submit a project idea for a mascot of sorts. They want people to submit videos, 3 minutes long, that are like introductions to them, maybe even miniature presentations or animations that introduce the character. And what they want to do is use this to, of course, promote Japan and their sort of crazy, eccentric, edgy, cutesy, kitschy style. And of course, they want it to promote the traditions and the culture of Japan as well. So just something overall Japan themed that really breathes and lives what Japanese people are all about. Finalists are going to be brought to Anime New York City, which is a huge convention every year, and there are going to be prizes up to 1 million yen for those who win. So that's a pretty sweet way to get your art out there, as well as make some nice money. Over $9,000. Did I seriously just say over 9,000? Kill me, I am so sorry. Similarly, Toei Animation is running what they call the 100-year anime project. This one's really interesting because it has levels scaling from 1 to 4, which all are scaled in their level of skill within the industry. So people that are complete beginners can go in via the first tier. And then, of course, with a little bit more interest and a little bit more experience in the industry, you can do tier 2. And then if you're like a professional animator, you can do up to 4. And all these people will be entering to help create new anime. Tier 3, to my understanding, is actually the attempt to recreate another anime, but with a new team. So there's that one, which is sort of specific to that. Toei representative Takahiro Takagi basically wants to get new people, new blood into the industry. Because when you think about it, a lot of the same stuff has been being done over and over and over again in the anime industry. Toei is realizing this, and they think there is a paradigm shift happening where things need to change to broaden the appeal of anime. The name of the project basically means that they want anime to go on for another 100 years with their studio. They want to secure 100 years additional of anime. I think this is great. Because you have to understand that a lot of times we're using the same tropes and the same cliches over and over again in anime. How many times have you had people say the same stuff to you about when you tell them you're into anime? Oh, so you basically like Speed Racer where they talk like that and the mouths don't match? Come on. Or what's the common misconception that all anime is like Dragon Ball Z and hentai? No. There's a lot of stuff in between, but the idea is that people are going to make what sells best. They're going to make what they understand the industry responds to. This is why you see so many teenage brown-haired protagonists in anime, because it creates that fantasy with young Japanese boys in Japan, who are the primary audience of anime, of course. So, if people don't think they have to create things with the same sort of stigmas in mind, then maybe they'll create something completely original without all these things weighing down their creative conscience. I think it's an interesting idea, so we'll see what happens, but each tier has tons of cash prizes for all the people that will be winning it, so definitely an interesting way to get your break in the anime industry. This one's kind of weird because it doesn't have so much to do with anime, but it is kind of a place where I go to get some anime stuff. I'm sure you've been to Barnes & Noble before. They're a huge bookstore. And they're pretty darn good, to be honest. I really like shopping there. They usually have a great selection. Well, a company called Elliott Advisors is essentially some weird financial investing firm that purchased all of Barnes & Noble. $683 million to purchase all the shares outright, and they now assume any debt that Barnes & Noble had. For perspective, Elliott Advisors also has a lot of money staked in Comcast and even Samsung, as well as a ton of other companies. The old CEO is actually one of the co-founders of GameStop, and he's stepping down for someone new to take the reins, who is actually the CEO of another company that Elliott Advisors has money in. Apparently, there's 627 Barnes & Noble stores across the United States, and this will affect all of them, as well as over in the UK, Barnes & Noble is the biggest book retailer, so this is a pretty big move. One reason I mention this is because I got a couple figure pickups recently from Barnes & Noble. One of them was SH Figuarts Vegeta, which is a pretty darn good find for the price that I got it for. I was able to use a Barnes & Noble coupon to get it for cheap. And a big problem with these figures is finding real ones. There's so many of these that are fake on eBay, and then the real ones, people overprice them to the moon. But in addition to that, very excitedly, I was able to pick up the SH Monster Arts Godzilla from Godzilla King of the Monsters, or Godzilla 2019. So that's pretty exciting. I had actually missed the pre-order window for this. I was tentative on it, and then I missed it, and then the ones that didn't sell went back up online, and before I could finish the purchase, I didn't do it, and then I went to my cart and they said that there were no more available, but I was able to get it at Barnes & Noble for a pretty decent and fair price. So definitely check Barnes & Noble if you have a big one. They might have some cool figures. I recently talked about the new anime movie from Studio Trigger called Promare. If you noticed in the trailers or in the art for the movie, the main character, Gallo, looks just like Kamina from Gurren Lagann. I'm sure I'm not the only person to say that, and that's because it was recently addressed. The director, Hiroyuki Imaisha, recently did an interview where he said that it was an accident that Gallo looks so much like Kamina. Normally, he just creates characters, and a lot of his protagonists wind up with very similar hair. Now, he submitted some additional sketches into the character designers. The character designers basically rework the sketches to fit the theme of the movie, and then Gallo was created without really all of his input, but just initial sketch work. Now, screenwriter Kazuki Nakashima said that he's a firefighter, so there's a constant upward breeze that blows his hair upward, which is different than Kamina's hair being somewhat more down. He describes this hair, which of course is completely different from Kamina's, as job hair. The director Imaishi said that this was the first time he had ever heard the phrase job hair, to which Nakashima responded, "That's because I just thought that up right now." My friend from Japan sent me a case of San Pellegrino, but that's not what's in this box at all. This is a package that my friend got for me. I got them to order some figures from a specific source that I could not access, and thus we have quite a lovely chest of treasures here today, so let's dig in. Gotta use scissors because I can't find my knife again. Oh yeah, boy. Damn! The mad lass actually went and did it. What's this? Oh, a bit of a bag? Oh! This is epic. Not sure if you can tell, but that is my boy! Don Quixote. I love Don Quixote. I love that place. And this bag has the face of our happy little penguin mascot on it. That hits me right in the kokoro. It makes it go doki doki. My hearto. Additionally, we got some of these delicious, yummy, crunchy sticks. These are just like puffed rice sticks, essentially. I forget the name of them. Umai. It says umai on the packaging. That's a bit presumptuous.
These are called umaibo, you idiot.
Well, excuse me, princess. Now, these things are banging, though, and I got 2 packs now, so that's pretty sweet. Anyway, some bubble wrap. And man, is there a lot in here. And it's all pretty much from the same exact series. First, we have Lord Genome's Lazengan from Gurren Lagann. This is a Reveltech, number 52. Brand new, actually, and just a little bit of dent on the packaging, but a damn good deal for a brand new Reveltech. That's pretty rare. Next, we have... Oh, yeah. Is this new, too? Oh, my God. This is also new. This is brand new as well. I didn't even realize. This is the Reveltech Yamaguchi Gurren Lagann Full Drill Eyes, number 58. Damn. And, of course, you can't see much, but that's what we're working with. Third is... Viral's Enki Gunmen, only for Viral, it says on the packaging. Brand new, still with that little weird dust cover thing on it. That's a look at the back. But there's more. We've got another Lazengan. This is some sort of Wonderfest version of Gurren Lagann as well. So the box for this one's a little bit different. It just says Wonderfest Preceding Edition, Gurren Lagann. Some sort of strange exclusive. I'm not quite sure what exactly it is. In addition to that, we have another, only for Viral, but it doesn't say that on the package this time, Enkidu. Finally, this one is pretty much the crown jewel, but there's almost nothing for me to show you. But this is the Reveltech Yamaguchi number 130 Enkidu. That's right, it is the third in the line of gunmen for our boy Viral, and this is pretty much the coolest one and the most rare as well. Very hard to find, typically pretty expensive, a damn good deal, and here it is in my hands. You can expect figure reviews for a good majority of this stuff here, so stay tuned, and something will be coming out soon. And that's pretty much it. I didn't want to go into all this video game stuff from E3 because I'm sure you guys already know. I want to give you guys the straight dope about anime stuff. And whatever other weeby stuff I can find. Some video games, but we're keeping this Weeaboo Wednesday. This isn't E3 Thursday, whatever the heck you want to call it. So stay tuned because I have all these figures that I just got from Japan, as well as the ones that I showed you that I got from Barnes & Noble, as well as a ton of other stuff. We're doing these videos 3 times a week, Motivational Monday, Weeaboo Wednesday, and Figure Friday, and whatever videos we can fit in between. We have a special surprise coming soon, so please stay tuned. If you liked this video, drop it a like, and if you hated it, drop it a like. Comment on what Pokemon version you may get, or just talk about the news that I talked about here. What are you excited for? If you want to check out any other Weeaboo Wednesdays, you can check the playlist up top, and please subscribe to the channel to help it out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and...
Weeaboo's out.